and I'm on a mission to see the hurting get healed and the healed go out and heal others, in order for all of us to experience the true love and light we desire. This podcast is me sharing my journey with you, so you don't feel alone in your journey. Welcome to the Golden Rule Revolution. Hello, brothers and sisters, and welcome back to another episode of the Golden Rule Revolution. I am Mack, and it's such a pleasure having you join. Today, I am doing a cleanse, so no coffee, doing some particular dietary things that are pretty funny. Have me kind of in a lower energy space, but feeling very clear and feeling great. And I have more guests coming, but today another solo episode. And I have a question for everyone listening, and thank you all for listening. The audience continues to grow, the reach continues to grow, and I am honored by your locking arms with me as we step into the fullness of why we're here on earth. So truly thank you. My question is, I've been playing with all these different ideas of doing daily podcasts, different topics. I know I've had a lot of people talk to me about breaking down religion and Christianity and the Bible. I had a Christian guy reach out to me and on Twitter tweet at me and ask if I still believe Jesus Christ, the one and only way to heaven. And there's just a lot swirling around. People are looking for answers and hedging and holding on tightly to all these presumed states of truth. But my question for you in the audience is, what can I do to serve you better? Is it daily podcasts? Is it more deeper? You want me to bring some of the past guests back? Which ones? Also, which topics do you want me to go down deeper? And one of the things that struck me, I mean, there's so many beautiful light workers and souls, and there's so many beautiful teachers in this world. And one of the things for my gift, what I am here to deliver is there is the infinite one creator God. There is. And that God is not indifferent. It's actually present now in this very moment. And three declarative statements of God in the Bible are God is light, God is love, and God is a consuming fire. And you can look at love and light as basically the emanation of the fire. Love always gives. So why I'm here, I believe partly to be on this earth, is to teach the infinite and unconditional love of God. It took me decades of searching and striving and learning and reading and studying and fasting and praying and doing all these different forms and going down Orthodox Judaism, going down Orthodox Christianity and Baptist, Independent Baptist, Southern Baptist, First Baptist, Methodist, United Methodist, Free Methodist, Pentecostal, United Methodist, AME. Church. Anyway, I've gone to all black churches. I've been the only white guy in there. I've gone to mega churches, John Hagee. I've done so many different things and been involved in. And what I've come to know is that the God of the planet is not a God of Western eyes. Nor is the God of the planet a God of Eastern eyes. For our understanding, East and West must be known because that's how we calibrate where we are. East and West are not filters of God when he sees the earth. That's why it says he'll forgive our transgressions as far as the East is from the West. Well, who can know that? Only God. And forgive means to love as if it never happened. The word love in Hebrew is ahava, and ahava means to give. So love gives. To forgive is to intentionally know I will love all as if it never happened. Now, as God loves us in the law of free will that we operate, and as we are called to love others in the law of free will that we operate, that does not, and this is very important that you understand, forgiveness does not remove consequence. And consequence is not a bad thing. Consequence is simply the measure owed to the action taken. So you do loving things, you get loving things in return. That's from the spiritual world, say match your vibration. Yes, whatever you vibrate at energetically, love, joy, peace, long-suffering, goodness, gentleness, faith, temperance, and meekness. If you vibrate on those, in those, through those, with those, then that's what you will attract back. However, those are consequences. You attract what you put out. And our job, what is love, is not a feeling. Love is not a feeling. It can produce feelings, can produce incredible feelings, but love is not a feeling. Love is the actual energy force by which we exist, this planet exists, the universe and the multi-universes exist, is by love. Love can show itself in a way where we feel, I mean, if you break down what feeling loved is, if you weren't looking at another person, you actually went in like, when I feel loved, what do I actually feel? What is feeling, receiving love? It's coming back into the right state. And when I mean right, I mean the proper, the intended, the first place which we were created to walk in, and that is in the love of God, in the presence of love, therefore in the presence of God. That's what we were created for. In the third density, this dense, confusing, moving, constantly, it's a wrestling match. Paul wrote, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and rulers and high places. We're not fighting the physical. There is a spiritual component to this dimension. And I find it interesting, again, when I talk about Bible versions, they matter because the words matter, because what we speak, we create. So if you change what we speak, then you can change what is created. The King James Bible says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Many, if not most, of all the other Bible versions that exist today say we fight not against flesh and blood. We fight not against flesh and blood. Well, wrestling means there's no separation. It's constantly in this dimension. We are with it. Fighting denotes that there is space between you and another force, another opposing force. But we are actually in this wrestling match. That's what the 3D is. It's duality, it's dichotomy, it's tension, it's growing, so that when we burst forth in our power, receiving love, staying in that place of infinite and unconditional love, we exude the fullness of the power which we can tap into here on earth. So that's one of the reasons I'm here on this earth, is to talk about love and what is love and what is not love. In any form of condition is not love. It just is. It's not. Stop calling it that. I know it makes some people feel good to call their conditional love love, but it's not love. If they're honest, and truth will make them free, make us all free. If we're honest, we'll say, yeah, it's not love. It's my terms. It's my conditions. It's what I have determined will make me feel better when people reward my terms and conditions. So there is an infinite and unconditional love of God. And that is so important to come back to that knowledge of. The other thing is healing. The other reason why I'm here on this earth is to help the hurting get healed. Now, healing is not the physical, although that's incredibly beautiful. And I know of many physical ailments who have been healed. But I'm talking about the soul healing, the depths of soul healing. When I lead men's retreats, we go to the depths of the soul. And these men literally transform from rough exterior to the end. They look like newborn babies. They physically have softened due to the emotional healing that they go through. And that's for men, women, when I coach. And this isn't about me. What I'm saying is the other reason I'm here is for us to heal and to really understand what healing is. And here's how you know when you're healed. When you are not triggered by someone else who differs in opinion or creed or belief than you. And you can hold space for them and say, beautiful. Tell me more. Where'd you get there? How'd you get there? Because if we grew up, the truth is, if I grew up in your shoes and if you grew up in my shoes, wouldn't you be any different than me? And would I be any different than you? The answer is no. So coming to that humility, coming back to the compassion to see each other as divine beings in this human experience and saying, fascinating what you have chosen. Fascinating. I want to know more. I want to learn more. Healing is fully coming back, feeling safe enough to come back into your body, to utter that which is true for you without fear of repercussion from another. That's healing. And that is also incredibly powerful. And so this is what I wanted to share. I wanted to ask if you could reach out, DM me through Instagram or YouTube message, put this in the chat below what you want to hear. Go to my website, but I would love to serve humanity and you more. If we want to go into the Bible, if we want to have Bible studies, whatever I can do to serve you. This podcast is the Golden Rule Revolution, which is to love one another, to treat every single person the same as if you wanted to be treated, not as they treat you, not as you treat them, but as you want to be treated, which is to be loved and affirmed, seen and known, heard and acknowledged wherever we go. Not to be told we're wrong, not to be told we need to change, not to be told that if you believe these certain things, you can fit into this group. No, simply to listen and honor and hold space for every single person. This is what it is to live in the golden age. And this is what the golden rule revolution leads towards. So I love you all. I honor you all. I bless you all. Have an amazing day, week, night, wherever you are listening on this earth. I bless you. I am Lucas Mack. This is the Golden Rule Revolution, and I'll talk to you on the next episode. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for listening. For support in your journey, go to my website, lucasmack.com.